Hello Foxglove friends, welcome to today's reading with me Rosalind. This is Foxglove Coaching Spiritual Guidance. So the question today is, what should you do next? So we have got pile 1, which is judgment, pile 2, which is temperance, and pile 3, which is the 7 of Pentacles. So if you take a few minutes to tune in to which card is calling out to you the most, and then you can go to the timestamps and pick your reading. Now, also in the timestamps is another option to watch more information about my Return to Wholeness package. You need to get in before the 6th of January. Before January the 6th, because that is when the early bird offer ends. So do have a look on my website www.foxglovecoaching.com at the Return to Wholeness package, and you can book that with me on the Let's Talk page. I've also put it on the Buy Me a Coffee shop, so that you can just go and straight away buy it if you want to from that angle. Okie dokie, so do enjoy your reading today. If you like your reading, please do like and subscribe so that you can keep coming back to my channel and so that I can work with more people to help them through all the different changes and things going on in this wonderful life. So, what is returning to wholeness? Well, at a soul level, you are a bright, shining, divine light without all the anger or sadness or guilt or anxiety or worries, without all of that. You are a pure ball of light that is beautiful at a soul level. So what happens is when we come to Earth, we have all sorts of experiences that we are meant to learn lessons from to help our soul grow, to help us learn, to help us become more wise. However, the society that we live in and the cultures that we live in don't particularly support the learning of those lessons. We tend to hold on to things from the past and carry them around with us, and then they dictate and navigate the choices that we make, either through anxiety or fear or anger or numbness. Sometimes we push ourselves into numbness because we switch off from our emotions to such an extent and we become out of alignment with our soul. It is part of our birthright to have a happy and peaceful life. We come to Earth to experience the joy and magic of all that Earth has to offer, whether it be the nature, loving connections, the abundance of everything that life has to offer. We're entitled to have that. So this package, this 10-week package that I have put together, in which you'll work with me on a one-to-one basis, and it doesn't matter where you are in the world, we'll work one-to-one over video call, and we will start to clear away anything that is preventing you from being in alignment with your true soul self. We will also find out what your true north is, help you to connect to your soul self so you can listen to your soul self. We'll go into past lives, into inner child work, into connecting with your higher self. So there's so much. So we start off with tuning into your subconscious mind to understand what your core values are. And that means what really matters to you. Because once you know what really matters to you, and a lot of people don't know consciously what are the things that are important to them in life, or they think they do, but actually deep down it's something quite different. Once you know what those core values are, and you know how well they're being met, then that will enable you to know what your true north is, Foxglove friends. So you'll always know if something is pushing on any of those values. That is why negative emotions are coming up, so that you can take action to resolve that and to choose a different course of direction or different path in life. Now, to get the truth of that, what we then need to do is we need to do the big cleanse. The big cleanse is clearing away negative emotions connected to past experiences. Now, this is huge because it's clearing away negative emotions connected to experiences through your entire life. This can take people years in therapy and counselling, and we do it in a couple of sessions where we clear away angers or sadness or anxiety or guilt, so many different things, so that you can then be in the moment and not governed or dictated to by those experiences from the past. This then enables you to make positive choices for yourself with more emotional freedom, and to, when you do get an emotional reaction because something is pushing on your values, it's a lot less. It's not explosive, it's not kind of extreme. It will be a lot less, but it will help you to recognize, oh, something's pushing on my values, I need to make a different choice in life. We then look at your deeper subconscious and unconscious patterns that you're repeating. So maybe you keep ending up in the same sort of relationship. Maybe you keep going through the same scenarios at work. Even if you're trying to change these things, you might go to different relationships or different jobs because you think, well, if I go to a different job, I won't have the same experience that I keep having. Well, in actuality, it's within you that we need to change the patterns, and we do that at a deeper um, subconscious and unconscious level. So we shift and change the neural pathways within you so that you don't keep repeating the same patterns. So all of this is already creating such a lot of freedom for you, such a lot of emotional freedom, which will bring you more peace and more happiness and more contentment, and will give you a great deal of insight into you and what's going on in your life. But that's just the beginning. We're not even halfway through at that point. So we then also do the inner child work to bring some magic into your life, to help you remember and understand what it is that you really, really loved in life, so you can start bringing more in. And if there's anything that's restricted you at a childhood level, we heal that to clear that away as well. Again, empowering you. You'll have more self-confidence, more self-love, more self-esteem, and you'll make choices then going through your life. And it literally has a ripple effect out into your future, because you'll start to notice that you're making decisions based on what is true to you, what matters to you, what is in alignment with your heart. We then do past life regression to look at if there's any particular scenario that you need to be learning that is holding you in place right now. That could be with a particular person, so you can look at how you're connected to a particular person in your life and what the interaction was in the past with them. It could be just a particular scenario that you need to resolve so that you can move forward and be free of that as well. We look at ancestral lines to see what you have brought through from your mother and father's side. Now, if you don't know your parents, we can look at that in a different way, so don't worry about that. But we can clear karmic elements for you as well. We then help you to get in tune with your higher self, your soul self, so that you're listening to the inner guidance of what your soul self is wanting to do in this world, so that can connect you to a higher purpose, to your soul purpose. There's such an awful lot that we do in this 10 weeks, and it will be quite an intense process, but it will be hugely life-changing. There's nothing else like it out there. So if you have any questions at all, please feel free to email me on the Let's Talk page on my website, which is in the link on the description of this video. But please do know that you need to get in before the 6th of January. You need to book in with me and make contact with me so we can get this scheduled in and booked in, so that you get the early bird offer on this. And all the details are on the Return to Wholeness page of my website. So if you've got any questions or you want to know anything else, or if you want to book in and make this the best year ever yet, and beat the shifts and changes that are going to press on you from all the planetary changes. I mean, we really are going through a huge change, a planetary level, which is going to open the door to people stepping into the true sole purpose of what they've come here for. Also, if you just want to do this to enable you to raise your vibrational frequency, it's absolutely wonderful because it clears away anything that's bringing you down. So what I mean by raising your vibrational frequency, if you're working to improve your spiritual awareness, you want to be at a higher vibrational frequency. So you don't want to keep getting dragged down by old negative experiences from the past, by negative emotions, all those sorts of things. You want to lift yourself up so that you can live at the frequency of love, which will then allow you to live in a place of more happiness and peace. It's just going to be brilliant, Foxglove friend. So if you want to work with me, do check all of this out. I'd love to see you, and we will make 2025 super special. Take care. Thanks for watching. Enjoy your reading. Hello, Foxglove friend. You have picked Judgment, which is Pile 1's reading. So just have a look at that. Now then, very interestingly, this card does relate to the planet of Pluto. And the planet of Pluto has just made a big change. It's moved into a different astrological sign for the first time in over 15 years. So I feel like this card is stating that you are in the process of making a big change. You may need to rise above some of your worries or concerns or the judgment of others, Pile 1, because you're doing something big, and the steps that you take now will affect you possibly for the rest of your life. So this is a really, really big deal and very important for you to tune into your heart space to know what is right in your heart, because it's other people can really project their fears onto you with their best interests at heart, or with your best interests at heart, shall I say. That was a bit of a Freudian slip. But you may need to rise above a lot of things and ask for angelic support or support from your ancestors in spirit, and to just know that the only person who it matters how you are is you. You are only answerable to you and whoever you believe in. So if you believe in God, or if you believe in other deities or spirit, you're only answerable really to yourself. Right, so let's put that there for a minute, and we shall see what else is coming for you about what you need to do right now. So, Spirit, what does Pile 1 need to be doing right now, please? What does Pile 1 need to do? What should they be doing next? Oops. These are quite new cards, so I can't get them. Oh, the King of Cups. So that's either somebody who has got quite a lot of wisdom and very balanced emotions, but you may need to look at how you're balancing your emotions as you go through this process. Interestingly, the King of Cups, just like this card, or what I was mentioning with this card, can be about floating above the emotional stormy weathers in your life. So if this is quite an emotional time for you, there's a need to kind of rise above problems and see things through your heart. But it can be to do with the King of Cups can be quite a romantic person and quite affectionate. So maybe there's creativity and affection and romance in certain ways that you're wanting to bring into your life, or that you need to bring in. Maybe you need to actually, whatever this situation is that you need to do next, perhaps you need to be looking at how to have more emotional maturity to rise above issues, but also to bring more affection, connection, romance, and creativity into your life. Pile one. Let's have a look. Let's get a few more, and we'll get a bit more of a story going, so I can see more about what you need to do next. So we have got, we've got the Devil card. We have got the Six of Wands. We have got the Three of Pentacles. Oh, I think we've got one hidden behind that. Oh no, maybe not. I'm going to get one of these. So you've really got some big stuff going on, pile one. Got the Wood Dragon. You have the Strength. Wow. I'm laughing because this seems like you've got quite an extraordinary time going on, where you're going to be seen, you're going to be recognised. This Six of Wands is almost like the celebrity bit. So let me just show you, like they're riding on a unicorn and being celebrated. So it can be recognition for something that you've done really well. It can be standing in the centre of your own stage. But sometimes we need the strength to do that, because it can be scary, which is where the devil comes in, and which is where all this rising above emotions, and it might be something that you've done that's creative, that you're putting out there. Let's just have a look. Serendipity. Okay, absolutely lovely. So try to enjoy this process that you're currently going through, pile one, because it's never going to happen in quite the same way ever again. It's very clear that you need to rise above fears that you've got, that you need to rise above any judgment you might be receiving, to keep going, because you are going, this is a wonderful success card. The Six of Wands is very much a wonderful success card, and the Three of Pentacles quite often tends to be to do with collaboration. Now that doesn't necessarily mean that you're collaborating, that you have to share what you're doing with other people in certain ways. It can be to do with collaborating with spirit as well. Let me just... Three of Pentacles can be to do with developing spiritual elements, so connecting with your ancestors, or discovering a religious kind of element to life. Whatever resonates, take it and leave behind what doesn't. But it can be to do with collaboration with people as well. So maybe you've got clients coming in, maybe you've got people who are working with you to share what you're doing. But you have got the strength to go through this and do what's required to make this come to fruition, because you've got this success card here, the Six of Wands. It shows that you have got success on your side. You're going to be recognized, and I think it's partly that's going to be difficult to navigate, because it's going to raise some fears for you, maybe, about whether you're going to achieve this success. So serendipity, look, we've got the huge 4-leaf clover Luck is on your side, Foxglove friend. You've stepped into alignment with the greater good where your dreams can come true. Miracles can happen. You are somehow being of service to the world in whatever you're putting out there, whatever you're doing. It's all really, really good. And Spirit is on your side, and you're being appreciated for this by heaven, if you like. So what do you actually need to do? That's turned into... I'm just watching my little Luna out of the back garden because we've had frost today and she's discovered the joys of ice. And she's picking up bits of ice and running around with it. And maybe this is part of it. Have fun with things that seem, unlikely to be fun. Take what is tricky for some people and enjoy it and enjoy this moment. But, Spirit, what does Pile 1 need to do? Apart from rising above the fears and the judgment. 4 of Cups. Just, you see how the person there is like in a bit of a huff? They're ignoring the blessings that are coming their way. They're ignoring this gift of the Ace of Cups from Spirit, from heaven, because they're kind of going, well, I haven't got everything I want. It's not working out quite as I want it to. Or I might not get what I want, or I'm bored with what's happening, or I'm just disillusioned. Get out of the slump of whatever's worrying you. Make sure that you stay positive so that you can see when the opportunities are actually coming in, because they're there. So lift yourself up and above any cares and concerns that you've got about the fact that you think it might not happen. Shake that off, because Spirit really is supporting you as we go through this process. Luck is on your side. Spirit, what else does Pile 1 need to do, please? Knight of Cups. Interesting that we've got the King of Cups and the Knight of Cups. This again is about... So there may be somebody in your life who is very either emotional, it might be you, it might be somebody else, who is very emotional, creative, quite romantic and likes to be affectionate. All of those, or, a few of those things. Either spend some time with them or cultivate your emotional and creative and romantic side. So look for the romance in life, the magic, while also being mature about your emotions, so you can step out of the funk that you might be getting into through your fears. Pile 1, which is all very natural, and I understand it wholeheartedly, I want to say. Pile 1, I do understand it, but you've got it in you to go the distance, to be successful. Spirit, what else? What else does Pile 1 need to do now? Yeah, embrace change. It's all quite emotional, this. It's like a big emotional shift. Do have a look at my Return to Wholeness package. There's a timestamp, if you missed it in the introduction. There's a timestamp on this video so that you can see more about what that is, and you can also check it out on my website, which is in the description to this video as well. There's an early bird offer, but you've got to book in before January the 6th. So you are obviously going through a big shift and a big change. It might be affecting how you engage with the people around you. It might be affecting how you feel about who you are, about your self-esteem, your self-worth. You might be going, I do apologise, Luna just barked a bit then. I hope that's okay. You might be going through some really big self-worth and self-value aspects, emotionally a bit up and down and disillusioned on sometimes. So when we're birthing something new into life, so when we start birthing something into life, when we're bringing something that we've created, that we've put our heart and soul into, whether it's a version of us that we're presenting out into the world, whether it's a new project, whether whatever we're stepping into where we're being seen and we're wanting to be successful at it, it creates huge shifts and changes around us with the people around us. We can get disillusioned because our fears kick into place, but you have got the support from heaven during this time. You have got the support from spirit during this time to get you through. Apologies, I'm just getting some of the cards. To get you through this process, because this is meant for you. This experience that you're going through now is a big deal, and you need to get on board with it and let go of what no longer serves you and what isn't, let go of the limiting beliefs of what you used to be, because it's time for you to be bigger and better and shine brighter and to be seen, which this is. So allow yourself to receive. One of the greatest blocks in our ability to manifest our greatest desires is an inability to allow ourselves to receive. This card asks that you take some time to identify any inner beliefs, perceptions and attitudes that stop you from receiving, and one by one remove these resistances. So sometimes we can have a notion that if we receive something, we're not going to cope with it, that if we receive something, we're not going to be, we might get imposter syndrome and not be able to deliver on what we've, or that people might not like what we've done, or that we might get rejected in some way, or that it can be used against us. For some of us, that was one thing for me, that it could be used against me if I allowed myself to receive in certain ways. So just consider how it feels to receive what you're wanting, and what are you afraid of? What are you worried that might happen? Because when you start to recognize them and acknowledge them, so that they're not lurking underneath, so that these, the devil is down below. He's down, because that's where your fears lurk, sort of underneath everything else. So just dig into those and see what that is. Is there anything that's holding you back in particular, pile one? So that you can acknowledge them. You can maybe even verbalize them. You can say, I see you, fear of whatever, and I know that you are just a limiting belief and not real. You are the spiritual warrior. Winning. Look at that. So, or you're doing something that's a big deal, a big exciting deal. So part of what you are doing may be spiritually related. I just should imagine it looks like it might well be, in whatever way, whether it's helping people, working with people in a way that's opening them up to their spiritual abilities. You might be doing therapy, you might have provided a product or something that's going to help. But whatever it is that you're doing, whether it's a spiritual thing or not, for you, it is actually going to be a positive impact on the world. And it's saying that this is part of your soul calling. So it's important to continue, pile one. So what do you need to do next? You basically need to keep believing, keep brushing yourself off, brush off any, disillusionment, negativity, any worries or concerns. Embrace the changes that are taking place, because it is happening. Know that you have Lady Luck on your side, that Spirit's on your side, and rise above the issues, rise above judgments from others. I know this is an awful lot. I'm saying all this, and as I'm saying this, I realise this is a lot of things I'm telling you to do. So if you do want to work with me, do check out the Return to Wholeness package to help you navigate this scenario. Let's get you. Oh, look. Happy, happy, happy. So firstly, think happy. Your egg is about to hatch. So whatever it is that you're nesting and settling on and incubating, if you've just put it out there or if you're just about to put it out there, however it's coming to fruition, it is about to hatch, and you can be happy in the knowledge. So keep that high vibrational frequency going. Live in the energy of love and happiness and joy, knowing that you are a star. That sounded like the film The Wish, if you've ever watched that. You're a star. But you're a microcosm of the universe, Power One. You've got it all within you to manifest and to bring this to fruition with look, this is meant for you. And all this energy is supporting you. Just keep being in the happy energy as much as you can. Literally, I always say there's a Qigong movement where you literally shake. So, like, you shake everything off. Like Taylor Swift says, shake it off. Just shake it off. Literally shake your body a bit, and it helps to. Dogs do it as well if they're anxious or stressed. They have a good shake, and it helps to shake off all this. Helps to shake off this grumpy look. Look. We want to shake that grumpy look off, that grumpy look that it's not going to happen. I'm fed up and I'm not doing it, so I'm just sticking my head in the sand. Let's shake that off. I say we can have this because this is what's coming, Power One. So just keep doing whatever you need to reinforce that positive vibe, to keep lifting yourself up out of your fears, so that you're acting as if it's already real, and so that you're magnetizing it to you. Happy New Year, Power One. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you join me again. Please do check out my Return to Wholeness package. I'm sure it will be an absolute benefit and help you progress through so much of what you're doing. It looks like you're doing something absolutely wonderful. And like and subscribe to help grow my channel so I can help more people like you, and I can see you again. Take care. Hello, Foxglove friend. Welcome to pile 2. So we are looking at what do you need to do next, and you have picked the Temperance card. So the Temperance card can be about rebalancing your life. It may be a time where you want to make a vision board about what your goals are. It might be a time where you need to consider what are your goals, or have compassion for yourself to release some of the harsher ways of being that you've been on yourself from the past. It might be to do with resolving arguments. It's all to do with making sure things are a little bit calmer, a little bit more balanced, more loving, more trusting, so that you can have a calmer and more peaceful life going on. So let's have a look a bit more. That sounds jolly, jolly nice. Let's have a look what else is going on. So, Spirit, please can you advise what does Pile 2 need to do next? What does Pile 2 need to do next, other than make a vision board and resolve arguments? 8 of Swords. Okay, so you've possibly been feeling somewhat trapped or anxious. There's sometimes a great deal of anxiety within that. You may be worrying too much about what's going on in the future or what's going to happen in the future, rather than focusing on the now, to do with other people, to do with friends, or I've just had this card in a reading for someone who thinks it's so funny. She's got a tushy out. But basically, there's been something to do where maybe you've been feeling, confined by people around you. So maybe you've had too much time with other people, or maybe their opinions or their conversations or their actions are kind of making you feel like you can't escape. Sometimes too much time with others can be a lot. So maybe perhaps the temperance card is to do with balancing out how much time you're spending alone and balancing how much time you're spending with others. There's some patience required. You've still got a bit longer to go through whatever this is to do with other people around you, making you feel trapped in certain ways. They may be meaning quite well and not actually realising that you're finding it a bit much with whatever's going on. Okay, that's interesting. Look at that. But something's coming to an end. Either a way of life that you've been going through, and that's possibly what's going on. These people are maybe trying to support you through, either if there has been an actual death and there's grief or whatever. Because sometimes, if something happens and there's a big change and a big shift, we kind of want the support of other people and we want them to be around us at the same time as needing to have a bit of time out to process what's gone on, and getting that balance can be quite difficult. So it might just be that there's something has changed in your life, something you've left something behind, a way of being behind, which people are trying to support you with, but you need to have a bit more patience because it's not quite fully processed through yet. But you might have been riding some emotional storms, pal, too, leading up to now. Let's have a look. Four of Cups, this just came out of pile 1 as well. Kind of getting a bit fed up, a bit bored, being a bit disillusioned, all of those, or one of those, not seeing the positive aspects in what's actually going on. So see, this person here is maybe a bit grumpy, a bit fed up with the situation, a bit like, oh, how long's this going to keep going on for? Because you're feeling like you can't escape, when actually there's a lot of positives in this situation. So it's important to start to see that. Let me get you another card. Let's have this one. I think there's you kind of, something's happened where the balance of having maybe space out or time alone, or there's something where there's a balance that's a bit not there and it's making you fed up, but it's because something's changed in a big way and people are trying to support you, is what I'm going to say. But maybe they're getting in your face a bit much, but they're thinking perhaps it's even just with Christmas that you feel like you had too much of other people and you had to wait it out until Christmas was over. But there is this death card, the fact that there's something that has shifted and changed. It could be just the end of last year. It could be that. And now, it might just be the end of last year. You're feeling a bit disillusioned. Take what resonates and leave behind what doesn't. But it might be that you feel disillusioned coming into the new year, because it's always difficult in this first week back. And you might be needing to look at tempering what you've inputted, physically. So what you've been eating, what you've been drinking, what you've been consuming. You might need to be doing a bit of a detox. So there is stuff to do with fear there, which is interesting, and to do with actions. So I think this feels like very different energy to what's going on here. So this is stepping out of the victimhood of being a bit trapped or feeling like you've not quite got things the way that you want them to be, or feeling a bit fed up or disillusioned, and being able to switch it round to go, actually, things are really good for me. I'm going to start taking actions now that allow me to feel empowered, that allow me to, and if it is to do with you making changes in the new year and starting new things, maybe you're a bit afraid of joining new groups or taking new actions or living in a different way, and you're not really wanting to step out of your comfort zone. But this is a whole new year, pal, too. That's what I want to say. This is a whole new year, a whole new opportunity for you to enjoy the life that you've been given and to start stepping out of your comfort zone, to bring in what you're maybe lacking. Because we've got this balance card here, sometimes we get grumpy when we're missing certain things from our lives. We can't keep sitting in the same space, and expecting ourselves to remain happy. We need, as humans, new experiences. We need to push ourselves a little bit so that we're either learning something new or we're trying something new, or new things are happening around us, and sometimes we have to get past anxiety and fear to do that. Do check out my Return to Wholeness. There's a timestamp for information about the Return to Wholeness package, which might really, really help you with this. There's more details on my website, but there's an early bird offer. You've got to get in before January the 6th to utilise that to work with me one-to-one to clear all sorts of fears, anxiety, and to transform your life in a really positive way. So just check those things out. Right, Spirit, what does pile 2 need to do now? What does pile 2 need to do, please, right now? Oh, you need to allow yourself to recognise how far you've come. This is the success card. Interestingly, this came out in pile 1 as well, but in different ways. You need to allow yourself to be seen. Sorry, there was a little lunar bark there, so I had to stop it and start again. You need to allow yourself to be seen and celebrated, is what I want to say, pal 2. So I think this might be part of conquering your fear. Maybe you're not used to spending so much time with other people. Maybe you're not used to allowing your value to shine and knowing that you're worth attention. That's what I want to say. Know that you are worth attention and worth people being around and worth being seen, because you matter, is what I want to say. And celebrate successes. Celebrate what has gone right, so you can step out of the little grumpy bit here and look at what blessing has come through for you, pal 2. Seven of Cups. Start to dream a little dream about what can be. Start to have imagination about what you want this year. We're back to the vision board. Create, ideas, even if you just allow yourself to ruminate on the potential. Now you've achieved the success of whatever you've been going through, and that allow yourself to imagine all the different things that you can have in life now, in this year, because something has passed and gone, which has opened up which has really opened up something very special and positive here that needs to be celebrated and you need to be recognised for. The Five of Wands, so this can be to do with embracing challenges. So you might still have a few challenges to go through, but it does feel like happy, positive things are going on for you. Don't be afraid if there's a few challenges along the way. You're still coming out of something. Yeah, you're coming out of something into a more positive place. Let's have a look. Okay, so interestingly, we've got walk away from this situation. It says when we face a challenging or unhealthy situation, it can be hard to let go and move on. Sometimes we stay in the hope that someone else will change, or perhaps we are so fearful of the unknown that we remain in the safety of a known and yet toxic situation. This card validates your entitlement to leave. Now, what I also want to say is because there's been the death of something, you may actually just need to consciously let that go. Consciously let go of what has been. Consciously let go of how trapped or anxious you felt in the past, because now you're stepping into the new. And also go on literal walks if you can to help you feel better, to ground yourself. But this is very specific as well about anything that's no good for you, anybody that's no good for you. It is now time to recognize that you can leave those things behind so that you're stepping, so that you matter. This is very much about you mattering. You matter now. What you want for the future matters. You know, if there's challenges in your way, you can walk away from most of them. If it's challenging people, challenging situations, you don't need to stay in anything that doesn't feel right for you, pal, too. Yeah, say yes to the good stuff. Say yes to new experiences. Part of this is about conquering your fear. What are you waiting for? The answer to your question is yes. If there's something you want to do that's new, then go for it. Book it. Join it. Whatever that might be. And also, maybe you're just in a position now where you can say yes to more things, because you're not going to be as trapped as you were by whatever the situation was. You're not going to be in a position of limbo, crimbo limbo. You're not in a position of limbo anymore. Now we're in a new year. You're in a new place. You can start saying yes to things, to have new experiences, because it'll get you out of this disillusionment and boredom, is what I want to say, pal, too. This is very good. I'm happy about all this for you. So, okie dokie. So the final card we've got is clean it up. If there's been any issues with you and other people, speak openly about them, be honest, allow yourself to resolve those issues if there's any with any other people. Also, clean up what's going on in your life. Get rid of anything that no longer serves you. There's literally like a spring cleaning element to this. So again, that it might tie in with the walking away. It might be getting rid of clothes that you don't want, of things that you don't want out of your house, of people who have pushed your buttons and not been that great to you. It might be things like that, walking away from those situations. Might be walking away from some sort of situation that you have felt trapped in. Clean away. So if something's died and you've wanted it to finish, so if I don't know, if a relationship has ended, or if you've I don't know, whatever it is, and you need to be focusing on the yeses of the year ahead, take down or remove anything that's going to remind you of what is gone, you know, so that you can freshly step out into the new year, so that you haven't got reminders of something that caused you a lot of distress. If that's applicable, take that if it resonates. There's obviously going to be some things for people where they might want to keep certain reminders. If it is literally grief, you might want to keep some things. But if it's something that you've chosen to step away from, that you're pleased to step away from, clear away any reminders of those things, so that you can really step into this fresh new energy of potential, where you can be celebrated for everything that you've gone through, and to enjoy life going forward. Foxglove friend, thank you so much for watching. It's been an absolute pleasure to have you here. Do check out the Return to Wholeness package, because it finishes, it's life changing. The early bird offer finishes on January the 6th. You need to get booked in with me before then. If you liked this video, please like and subscribe so I can see you again. Take care. Goodbye. Welcome, Foxglove friend. You have chosen pile 3, and this is the 7 of Pentacles. So this reading is all about what you should be doing now. And this 7 of Pentacles shows that it's time to really do all the work behind the scenes for success to pay off. So sometimes it can be to do with parenting, that sort of work that you do that's not particularly recognised in the future, but you put a lot of work and effort into it to create something beautiful and wonderful. So this is about what you're investing in for the future. What are you applying your energy to now, so that you can actually create something wonderful in the future? And it's kind of showing you that whatever you're doing, the roots that you're sowing, the seeds that you're sowing and the roots that you're planting now, keep going, keep working at it, because it will be successful. It's going to lead to good things. So let's have a look what's been going on. What has been going on for pile 3, please, Foxglove friends? It is going to pay off, pile 3. So, the Chariot. I'm going to get some cards out. So I think you may have fears about which direction to take, whether you're doing the right thing, whether you've got the right balance, whether you're going in the right direction. I think that's maybe what there's been some fears about. Oh, hold on. Knight of Wands. You've been going hard and fast at something, trying really hard to progress with this. It's been happening quite quickly. You've put your time and effort and energy in quickly. You might have changed direction a little bit at a certain point through it. 9 of Cups, to make your wishes come true. So this is the goal. You want certain wishes to come true, and you're putting a lot of time and energy into that, and you're fearful that you're going in the right direction. Knight of Swords, crikey, determination. Look at that. You're applying a lot of logic and a lot of there really is speed. You kind of been in your headspace a lot about this stuff. Let's just have a look. I can feel you pushing at it. 8 of Cups. You might have left other things behind, or to make these wishes come true, or might have, there might be concerns. you might have gone through quite a few emotions, or actually let people go as part of this process, or left things behind as part of this process, and maybe friendships or relationships have broken up, or you've left a job, or you've left a situation. Hold on, let me get, what do I want? I want one of these. It's intense. This feels intense. It feels intense. Look at all the faces on these people where they're like, yeah, we're gonna do this. We're gonna work so hard. We're gonna put a lot of time and effort and energy into it. I'm even gonna sacrifice, like things to live and love joyfully. Okay, so part of you is finding utter joy in what you're doing. It's to do with something that you love. Maybe you're creating something that you want to put out into the world, or maybe it's a job that you're working at that you really, really love, or you're hoping that it's going to give you financial rewards, pile 3. But golly, you've certainly gone on it. Let's see. I want to have a look. What should pile 3 do now, please, Spirit? What should they do now? I can feel the tension, but all with an aim to do what you love in life, to do what brings you happiness and joy, and to make your wishes come true. This has come out in every flipping, in every pack. In every reading it's come out. So there's disillusionment or fear that it's not going to work, or you might have expanded so much energy that you've worn yourself out a little bit, and you're afraid that you're not going to make it happen. And what I want to say is, be careful not to look at the potential pitfalls so much that you ignore the blessings within this experience that are coming from spirit. You see just there's somebody handing you an Ace of Cups from heaven. So the divine and spirit are supporting you. When our energy starts to be run down a bit, which it feels like you might have done a little bit here, we can become a little bit grumpy, is what I want to say, because you've been too hard on yourself in an effort to bring joy into the world, or to bring joy into your life by what you're doing, to make your wishes come true. You've maybe been too harsh on yourself, and it's created a bit of a grumpier version of you. You might be tired, you might be feeling a bit down because you've been living in possibly a very logical headspace. It looks like you've been quite in the stereotypical masculine or yang energy, which is all about action and doing and making things happen and striving and pushing and, digging and sewing and rather than bringing in the yin energy, the more feminine energy of nurturing and nourishment as you go along with this, sitting in your heart space, feeling what your heart wants you to do. This Chariot card, if you've made different decisions, do they feel right in your heart space, or have you made logical headspace decisions? Because your heart is where the truth is, pile 3. I would recommend, if you'd like to, do check out my Return to Wholeness package to help clear away different things and to help with transformations like this, so that you're removing limiting beliefs. Just check out, there's a timestamp that gives you more detail about what it is, but you need to book in with me before January the 6th, because that's when the early bird offer runs out. So you can have a look at that on my website as well. So, what does pile 3 need to do now, please, Spirit? 6 of Pentacles. Okay, this is about bringing balance. It can be to do with charity. It can be to do with having an open spirit, to do with giving of yourself as well as receiving. Sometimes it can be to do with going out there to get a job, But this is maybe about considering how much are you giving and how much are you receiving, and sometimes that's literally for yourself. So if you have been pushing at this and making huge changes and going at it hardcore, and working away, you maybe have been there's maybe been too much output and you're not allowing enough input, and that doesn't mean that other people aren't wanting to give to you. It means input from you. So are you taking time out to have the nice bubble bath in the evening, to just relax and turn your brain off, to do a bit of a meditation, to nurture and nourish yourself, to feed yourself properly? Let me just, let's have a look what else there is. The Six of Pentacles can also be very much about sharing the wealth, but can so whether just consider, are you sharing the wealth of who you are and what you've got? Are you the one who seems to be on the receiving end more often, and do you need to consider how you can give back to society or give back to the people around you? I want one more card actually. Or do you need to be considering how you're treating yourself, if you're allowing yourself to have nice things in life, as in downtime and looking after yourself? Are you giving all your energy away? Have you put too much energy into this situation so that you're a bit worn out? It's all to do with giving and receiving of energy and finances. So just consider that, because you're looking a bit fed up in this one. So you might just have been doing too much generally. Page of Wands. So new ideas. So new ideas, kind of what mountains you're going to climb, as you can see in the background there. This can be to do with striding out on your own, but also about prioritising a bit of play and fun in your life and embracing the inner child. If you have been doing this harsh stuff, you've maybe not been allowing your inner child to play, to have fun, to engage with other people, to do your hobbies and your passions. I think generally what we're seeing here is, Pile 3, right now it's important that you actually spend some time nurturing, nourishing yourself and having a bit of fun, because you've been a bit too harsh on yourself with what you're trying to achieve. I think there's an element where you need to try and be a bit lighter and gentler on yourself, so that your inner child doesn't feel squished and squashed and miserable in a corner, because there is a degree of petulance there in that picture in the Four of Cups, like, oh, I'm so fed up of doing this and I'm so tired of pushing, and that sort of stuff. You might just need to nurture your own inner child. Collaborate, yeah, lean on other people a little bit if you need to. If you need to ask for something, ask for help. If you need to work with spirit, quite often the collaborate card comes up for me when I need to be, well, because I am working with spirit all the time. So it says sometimes we are called to develop our self-sufficiency, and this can be a valuable road to travel in the discovery of our unique and individual gifts. But this is not the same as trying to do everything yourself all of the time. So reach out to others. This is not a time to go it alone. It's time to unite and work with others. So allow yourself to reach out to others. If you want to have a play date, reach out. If you want to do something that's a hobby, ask a friend to come with you. If you need somebody to babysit the children, if it is relative to that, so that you can go out and have a nice time and switch your responsible adult brain off, then do allow yourself to spend time with other people. Walk your talk. Okay, become what you believe. Are your thoughts, words, and actions in alignment with your core inner values? Become your own personal hero or heroine and step into the very best version of yourself, radiating authenticity into the world. So what you might have been working on could actually be all to do with, making your dreams come true and living and loving joyfully. And yet I feel like you've maybe been a bit harsh on yourself. So consider, what advice would you give to yourself right now? What if you were your friend, what would you be saying to them? How would you be saying that they need to shift and change what they're doing so that they can have a happier experience in life? I think it's time for a bit of fun, pile 3. I think that's what you need to do right now. Have a bit of fun. Allow yourself to shake off a bit of responsibility briefly and get back to the core values of who you are, so that you are embracing and embodying what you believe in, what you're preaching, you know what I mean? Walk the talk. So, a change in the wind. That's jolly interesting. A zebra can't change its stripes. I'm going to actually have a little look in the book to see exactly what that one says, because oops, I've lost my earphone. These ear pods just fall out. I don't know how anybody gets on with them. Right. A sense that unseen change has been initiated. Preparation for a storm, awareness that your plans are not on firm ground, feeling a shift, uncertainty about which direction the winds will blow. Now that's what I was saying about the Chariot. There's maybe a bit of nervousness. It says it's human nature to yearn for certainty and to resist change. To want the world to remain consistent like a zebra's stripes, yet nothing in human experience is black and white, nor will anything remain static. The one thing guaranteed is change. Now is a time of transformation as our outer conditions are temporarily moving out of sync with your desires and expectations. Stay the course and remember that even storms serve to clear the air, scatter seeds, and nourish the soil for better things ahead. Life is about to get interesting. Anticipate it with curiosity as you wonder what is coming in on the shifting winds. The unknown is where the magic lies, pile 3. So, I hope that makes sense. I think you need to go easier on yourself, pile 3, is what I'm going to say. Go easy. That's what you need to do right now. Open yourself to curiosity. Open yourself to potential. Maybe if you've been working really, really hard, just give yourself a little play break from it. You know, even at school, we have playtime. We don't batter ourselves into working massively hard constantly, because it just depletes our energy and makes us miserable. So it's important to sort of spend some time doing fun stuff, pile 3. Thank you so much for watching. Happy New Year to you. If this resonated with you, please do like and subscribe to help grow my channel so I can see you again and so that I can support more people like you with what's going on in their lives. Wishing you a very happy 2025 and oodles of luck with what you're doing. Take care. Goodbye.